In this chapter, we focus on perception. It is the unfortunate truth that when you go above ground, you will be faced with many post-nuclear nuisances. These frightening menaces will come in all different shapes and sizes and pose an immediate threat to your survival. You must learn to deal with these dangers, but may find this challenging at first. That's why we've provided you with the Vault-Tec Assisted Targeting System.
Hello. He's not talking. Nothing. Hello? Final.
This is Radio Freedom, broadcasting all day, all across the Commonwealth. Nothing new to report. Keep it tuned here for Minutemen alerts.
Hello? You?
You'll find I'm very persistent.
Well,
You got my attention.
he's not
And
talking
you
because
got
I'm
my
not
attention by poking your nose into my business. Specifically, by shooting up a place called Parsons State Insane Asylum. A place that happens to be owned by my boss.
We did, and after 5 minutes of groaning and blatant violence downstairs, the police stormed in and found the guy bloodied and my uncle on top of him, beating him mercilessly. My uncle really didn't hold back. Turns out that he was a known pedophile, which is why he was watching me for so long.
Did you nod off, or
while
what?
I was watching TV. After that day, my mom was terrified to be home alone at the house. I loved it as a child because I found the running and hiding fun. Obviously because I was young. I can never thank my uncle enough for being there at the right time.
Yeah, I remember that place.
That's nice. You did a lot of damage. But I don't hold any of that against you. Part of the cost of doing business these days. I took the trouble of tracking you down because I'm always looking for people that can handle themselves in dangerous situations. Seems like you may fit the bill.
Oh, hey, hot dog, I completely forgot this party.
I live for danger. Where do I sign up?
I like your enthusiasm.
I've asked my boss for
What for?
Vegan. You'll mostly be working for me, but you'll need to talk to my
It's
boss.
not boring.
His name is Jack Cabot.
Overwatch, Origins
He likes to
Edition.
personally interview everyone I hire.
but I never imagined
He's careful like that. Come down to Cabot House in Beacon Hill and ask to talk to Jack. I'll let him know you're coming.
Don't you got Dead by Daylight?
Sometimes he will just hang up on you. Sometimes he'll order pizza.
Yes, I did by Daylight, but I'm not playing it. I'm busy. I'll play Fortnite, I guess.
Best not to talk to
Most.
Dead by Daylight, King of Thrones,
I fixed up most of what's here myself, so it's all guaranteed.
Order a large pizza with
Unless you need to
pineapple,
return it.
mustard, and your skin. I'll never forget that one.
I've got a few minutes to
Usually
browse.
just hang
See
up on
something
his
you
ass
like,
now.
buy it.
We always
My
know
stuff
it's him
moves
calling
fast.
because his number is saved in our system. So he called again a few months ago and ordered a pizza normally.
Hi,
No
Magic.
bullshit, no weird comments or sounds, and gave his address too. I thought it would be interesting to finally deliver to this guy, and when I drove up to his house, it was something
Hello?
you'd see in a scary movie. An old as hell looking
She
place
hates
right
you.
on the line where we don't deliver, not in the
Same with
busy
him
part of the city
yesterday.
where most of our
When I
She
orders
still
told
go.
him,
hates you.
The house looked like it was about 100 years old, and there were
Magic.
no lights on that I could see. I wasn't scared or anything, just looking forward to seeing what he looked like. When I went to the front door, I rang the bell, but it wasn't working, so I knocked. I realized I forgot the guy's soda and thought he'd give me shit for sure, or just freak out on me. Nobody answered right away, so I knocked again on this big door. He opened up after that second time. He was wearing this weird-looking mask around his mouth. Only his mouth. His eyes were opened wide, and I told him how much the pizza was, and that I was sorry I forgot the drink. He looked down, I think, and then said, "It's okay," and then looked at me again. I stood there looking at him for like 5 seconds in silence when I got bored of his shit and told him the amount again. He said okay, and then asked me, "Has anyone ever attacked me before?" I told him no, and if they did, they'd be sorry. He then took off his mask that was covering his mouth, and he had big-ass scars all around his mouth.
I like watching him
I
too.
have no idea what they were from, and can't
I
even
like
imagine
watching
what they
him
might
late
have
at
been
night so I can
from.
get scared.
But he looked
because I don't
seriously
like watching
messed
scary
up.
movies.
He smiled at me, and his lips were all cracked. I noticed he wasn't about to hand me some money, so I told him I was leaving. I turned around and started walking down the steps, and he screamed at me and slammed the door. This bastard was crazy, and I don't think any of his shit was to be funny. That final scream he gave me was creepy as hell, even though I kind of expected him to do something like that. He has called several times since then, and we always just tell him now that he is on our no delivery list. He usually just screams and hangs up, or cusses out whoever is on the phone. I was on summer break and went camping with my friend and his parents. We went to the lake during the day and did the s'mores thing at night. His parents shared a tent while my friend and I had our own. I can't remember where the campsite was, and I'm not really in contact with my friend anymore. But 15 years later, I'm assuming it wasn't the safest place to camp. Here's why. I woke up sometime in the early morning, like 3 or 4 a.m., and immediately saw a man's face looking in the tent at us. He had unzipped the door just enough to stick his head inside. He looked absolutely insane. He had big eyes and wild hair. I was so stiff from fear, I literally couldn't do anything. The man kept moving his head from left to right, very, very slowly, as if it was uncontrollable. I guess my friend could hear me breathing loudly or something, because he woke up too. He had the same reaction as me, and just laid there in terror, looking at this mysterious man. I'm not certain how long he was sitting there looking at us, but it felt like hours, shaking his head back and forth. At some point, we heard a noise close by, and so did the man. He disappeared quick, and a couple minutes later we got out of our tent and woke up his parents. The guy was long gone. I'm still afraid of camping to this day.
You wanna play Dead by Daylight?
A few years
Or
ago,
what are you
I was
playing?
driving from Texas
I'm
to
playing the killer
Louisiana
right now.
to help my dad move. When I
Okay.
stopped at this tiny,
Oh, we're
crappy
playing too.
motel right off the highway. It was very late at night, and it was the only option I could see. I don't remember the person who checked me
Y'all
in
wanna
at
play
all.
Fortnite?
I was so drowsy I
Yes.
could barely keep my eyes open.
Naja,
All
you
I
wanna play
remember
Fortnite?
is sitting on the bed,
No, I'm
kicking
gonna
off
just
my
play
boots,
Dead by
and
Daylight.
noticing that my room was
So you're
set
not
into
gonna
another
play
room.
Fortnite?
I saw that the lock on that
Yeah,
door
I'm not.
was turned to the right,
Okay.
which looked like the
Let me invite
locked position
another
to
person
me.
then.
I fell backward and
Like
passed out on
Alex
the bed.
Mendes.
At some point, I
Yeah.
turned
Or
my body and laid on the bed fully. I don't remember when
Don't eye the
or
brown
how
one.
long I had been sleeping.
this
Excuse me.
other dude I
Welcome
I was
know.
back.
awoken in
Looking
the
to
most
trade?
terrifying way imaginable.
Let's see what you
A
have.
sharp
You may have to
object
dig a little,
was
but I
stabbed
got
into my
some
back.
choice stuff in there.
I screamed and rolled off the bed. I looked and just barely
Dude,
caught a glimpse of
what are you watching?
long, greasy hair run through the door that connected.
Your mom.
Stop it.
Get
Stop
some help.
watching scary stuff.
Connected our room.
Yeah.
I was taken to the hospital after I ran
I can
into the
hear
parking
it,
lot
and I don't want to
screaming,
hear it.
and the paramedic removed a
Now I
leather
hear police
from my
cars.
back. I never returned to the motel, and I have no idea what happened or who it was.
Hey again. Step right up. A little bit of everything from all over.
Hi.
The only way you get old in this job is assume everyone's out to kill you. Hey, at least it's honest work.
When I was a little girl, my parents took me to visit my grandmother. She lived in a little
Told you not to put on them alarms.
Her cottage was very small and there was only one bed.
Hot
Put
dog,
on
are
the
you on
alarm
Fortnite yet?
every hour. Yes, I'm on Fortnite. Are you?
I had to
Alex
No.
Mendes wants to play with us. Hurry up.
Okay, I'm coming.
We stayed there for
Hold
a
up.
few weeks.
Up.
Come here in a second.
Hurry up.
Hot dog, I'm not gonna play with you if you don't stop.
I would wake up screaming.
I'm not inviting you.
Tried to calm me down and ask me what was wrong. All
Why
I could
you in
tell them was
Fallout
that
4?
there was a man coming to get me.
Yes, Mendes is inviting me.
I can still remember the cause of my terror. Every night, I saw a shadowy figure.
Wait, hot dog, I finally got balance landing for Meg.
It was a pitch black.
Okay.
All I could make out was
Come join Fortnite. Come do Fortnite with
he
us.
was tall and he was hairy. I will watch in horror as he came crawling towards me with a sickening slowness. He came up to me and he whispered something in my ear.
What? Free emote?
This is Radio Freedom, voice of the
Yeah.
Minutemen.
He would
I
place
think
his
I
finger
got
against his lips and whisper.
All's quiet.
Look at this free emote.
Stay safe.
Yes.
He tortured me every night to the point
Yeah.
I dreaded going to sleep.
Yes. Free emote. Yes.
Oh, I know, right? Hot dog, you weren't on last night. They got free emotes. That emote's amazing. Don't you love it?
The Rex bundle.
Slowly drew back and I saw the man
I
standing
like
there,
this. I like the
staring
Rex.
silently at me. He
The
raised his
top
hand,
mark?
put his finger to his lips and whispered, "Shush, shush, shush."
Now defaults are never gonna be defaults ever again.
It immediately told my
The
mother
default dance is gonna be gone. No one's gonna use it.
went over to the curtains, pulling them back and forth, showing me that there was nothing there.
I never
By
joined.
then,